I'm 16 years old. I am currently in the Hillsborough Police Cadet Program.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
I currently have 2 AP classes that I do, AP Bio and AP Stats.
Okay.
I do quite well in them. Currently I have a 4.0 GPA. And yeah, and I'm expected to graduate in 2016. So.
Oh, a little early, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do after graduation?
I hope to go to college, possibly looking at West Point. Yeah.
Okay. And is police something that you're interested in?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
definitely a possibility. My dad's actually a police officer. He's a detective, Rich Matriciano.
Oh, I thought that name sounded familiar. Okay, nice. Okay. Tell me a little bit about what you think your strengths are. If you had to pick 3 words, what would they be?
3 words. Probably helpful, truthful, and reliable.
Alright. And why do you think those 3 describe you well?
Well, when I work, when someone tells me to do something, I'll do it, and if I mess up, I'll tell them that I messed up, and I'll redo it if they need me to do. So, reliable and trustworthiness, that happens. And if someone just needs my help for something, not really in my job, I'll help them, because I like to help people. It makes me feel good.
Nice. Alright. And what do you think is something that maybe you need to work on or develop as a skill?
Something I need to probably work on is I probably need to do, because usually I kind of like to be a leader, and to be a leader you kind of have to be a listener, so probably starting out low, because if I know what I'm doing, I like to kind of tell people how to do it, and usually that doesn't work out so well. So,
Sometimes not.
yeah.
Alright. So if we hired you at Costco, how would you know that you were doing a good job? How would you define success in that job?
Well, just plan on doing my job. If they tell me to do something and I do it fast, or before they tell me to do something like, do this in an hour, and I get it done in 30 minutes, I think I'm doing pretty well.
Oh, it's been filming this whole time.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that's all right.
I forgot to start it properly for the so I'm not technologically savvy, and to get your face is sort of a... There we go. Okay,
Cool.
Keep going. Sorry about that.
So, where were we at?
How would you know if you were successful? And you said doing the tasks you were assigned.
Doing the task. If I do it early, and then I can go tell my boss, hey, I did this early. What else do you need me to do?
Okay.
And just do my job.
Sounds good. Tell me a little bit about maybe a group project you've been involved with and how that went for you.
So, like, does it specifically like a good project or a little bit like different?
Either way.
So I did a project in engineering concepts, because that's one of my classes. And we did rocket stuff. Usually we made rockets and we had to shoot them and do all this mathy stuff.
Okay.
Little paper rockets, nothing too big. So what we did was we made the rockets, and usually I was kind of trying to lead that, and hey, we need this done, let's just get this done. But I also worked, so I made like the bodies and stuff like that, and we did pretty well. I had a lot of fun. I was gone for some of it because I was out doing like a job shadow or something like that, and so yeah, it went pretty well.
Okay.
So.
What do you think it really takes to be successful when you have to work on a team?
Well, there's no I in team, so it's kind of like you're not really your own separate thing. You're one thing. You're a group, a cell, and you just have your specific tasks. You do it, and you just come together and get all that stuff done.
Alright. So maybe describe for me a work-related problem and how you solved it.
I would think probably something in cadets would
Okay.
probably be a good thing. Usually we have problems with people who don't want to listen. They need to listen to us. We tell them to do something, and if they don't want to do it, we get on top of it. You need to do this. They're usually like, oh, okay, all right. but sometimes they're not. They're just, well, you got to do it.
So how do you resolve that problem if they're not listening to you?
Well, we're usually pretty nice until we like, hey, we need you to do this, okay? And they're all right, and then when they decide they don't want to do it, then we're kind of stricter about it. Hey, you need to do this.
Okay. So you talked about this a little bit already with the Rockets, but can you describe a time where maybe you really demonstrated a lot of leadership?
Yes. Well, I kind of came up with the whole, like, we're supposed to take 2 variables, and we changed those variables. What I did was I came up with the variables, and I said, hey, group, does this look good to you? And they said, yeah, it looks good to me. So I kind of came up with that, and I said, all right, well, here's the paper. What I need you to do is roll it up or do whatever. You make the cones for that, and you make the little fins.
So sort of making a proposal to the group, and then once the group agreed, helping to assign those tasks. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So why should we hire you here at Costco?
I think you should hire me because I have very good work ethic. I am helpful. I'm kind. I can pretty much do anything that you want me to do as long as you train me and give me the tools to do it.
What questions do you have for me about working at Costco?
Some questions is, when would be the official start date? What do you think would be?
Well, it's holiday time, so we really need people. So, I would say if you're available starting next week, we would probably say we'd put you on shifts next week. Of course, we want to work around your school and your cadet schedule. Do you think you have time for a job with all that going on?
I think I do.
Okay.
I just need 20 hours for a month for cadets, so I can I'm flexible about that.
Okay.
And every once in a while we have training, but that's on Saturdays and stuff like that. So.
Okay, and you know that schedule ahead of time. Okay, great. What other questions do you have about working at Costco?
What would my hours be? How many hours a week would I work?
Well, we'd probably start you out with, I don't know, like 6-hour shifts with a break, and of course you get breaks and that kind of thing. And we'd probably be looking at evenings and weekends because you're a student. And because this is sort of seasonal temp work, we're probably looking at less than 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
Does that kind of seem reasonable to you?
That seems reasonable to me.
Okay. Yeah. And you'd probably start out maybe shadowing a stock person, and then, you kind of, once you learn different areas in Costco, you can work your way up to the various positions.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. So we'll probably be in touch in a couple days. Do you have any other questions for me?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
All right.
It was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, don't go anywhere. All right, now I'm going to stop this.